Rivethead here. Welcome back to another episode of Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. Well, time to do the void thing.
Here we are.
They wanted immortality. They got it.
The trade isn't fair. Guess that's the point. Now let's go before I change my mind.
Well, looks like we finished the Witchfinder's quest. Doing that one for a few hours.
Dark rituals, void breach, general weirdness. Well, we can't be far.
I wonder if we're going to lament lamentation.
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here.
Where are they? Not there. Okay.
Wards work well enough. You didn't need to kill so many bards.
Demonologists use necromancy. Maybe he thought he'd bring them back when he was done. Wards, you're...
It's awfully calm. Why is it awfully calm?
I don't know.
I'm back.
At long last.
I guess the only thing I've had to fight so far has been the wards. God.
Destroy those ghost wards, if you want me back.
It's not a good sound.
Specters. They haven't noticed us. Stay low.
I guess they've noticed me now.
Standing by.
Can't believe I took those guys out. That worked well. They do say that she's more powerful in the void, so...
I don't think he likes us much.
I don't mind those guys. They're not as annoying as some of the other ones.
Get lost, won't you?
What the hell?
An Ariadne's thread leading through the void. Very useful indeed.
Very useful right until it falls apart. Then you're stuffed like force meat in a turkey. Have some of this!
An Ariadne's thread leading through the void. Very useful indeed.
Very useful right until it falls apart. Then you're stuffed like force meat in a turkey.
See what's in here first.
Creepy hideout. The governor's spawn likes a bit of drama.
This one's different. Looks like it died diseased.
Right.
This is some dark, sideways magic.
It's forbidden. I've read it.
Sometimes I worry about you.
Yep.
What is this thing?
Banisher rule number 4.
If it oozes, don't touch it. Another botched experiment?
It may be native to the void. So, you can see me. Aren't you full of surprises, young Master Haskell?
You may talk. A Banisher ghost. Amazing. How on God's earth did you find me? Never mind that. Thank the Lord you did. Thought I was going to grow old in here.
Yeah, were you
Were
stuck
you
here?
stuck in here?
In the Araloo. Originally, I was searching for the source of the poisoning. I may have overestimated my talents. Still, an amazing place to be stuck in, no? Tell me, how did you get past the Guardian beneath the mill? Did you use a decoy?
I killed it.
We fought it. Don't change the subject.
You fought it? Of course you did. A good thing, too. I was starting to think it was wise to me tricks. Oh, but I have so many questions.
This isn't a social call, kid. And we're the ones with the questions.
Oh. Oh. Of course.
We must talk of Caleb Watson. Why in the hell would you give him a resurrection ritual?
Ruth's death hit poor Caleb hard. He was alone, and so I would often stop by his workshop. We talked. He took a keen interest in my studies and was a good listener. When he learned that she could possibly return, he had one question. How?
Yeah, pretty tale indeed.
Men bonding over bereavement and black magic. A pretty tale indeed.
I should have proceeded with more caution.
You shouldn't have proceeded at all. We have a witch hunt on our hands. You could face trial for this botched ritual.
Yep.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I found it in a copy of De Occulti Philosophia by Cornelius Agrippa von Nettesheim. A remarkable book.
I've met my fair share of illustrious occultists, and none owned an authentic Agrippa. Much is lost in translation or altered in the printing. I doubt your copy is an exception.
Of course! The power is in the words, and mine were wrong, so the power went awry. How very fascinating.
Yeah.
Are you aware of what would happen if people learnt of your studies?
Surely the acquisition of knowledge cannot be a sin.
Do you remember Deborah?
Miss Comenius. Yes, of course, I remember.
Your father tasked us with an investigation. One way or the other, we must return with the mystery solved.
Ah. I think I understand what you're saying. I might be in a tiny little bit of,
Trouble?
danger.
You see ghosts. You stroll the void as if it were your garden. You possess and share forbidden rituals. Who are you really?
I'm Lammy Haskell, and I am a man of many sciences. I am in fact a true pursuer.
That raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah, no shit.
What are the pillars of the universe? Which principles underpin existence? As occultists, do we change the world or scratch upon its surface? Each discipline I embrace peels back a new layer of reality. I'm yet at the beginning, and see where I already stand. Amazing, no?
Yeah, who taught you?
You did not find the void breach beneath the mill by accident. You had help. Who taught you?
I did my research.
Suddenly, you're a man of few words.
I'd rather not involve those not present. Discretion, you understand.
Your father is convinced a witch poisoned his well. Caleb Watson was cursed by a ritual you gave him. I'd focus if I were you.
We must counter the devil with knowledge of his tricks. That, my father always said, is the purest of God's work.
I can imagine your father saying that.
When I was 10, he gave me my initiation. Demonology, sir, as he would say. He saw me as his heir. Then, of a sudden, the books were forbidden. So I stole them. The very same books he'd forced upon me as a boy. I understand them where he does not. I did no wrong, apart from a little theft.
From the looks of this place, you're knee-deep in research. What are you doing here exactly?
Searching for the origin of the Harrow's Plague, of course. And I have a theory on the subject.
Of course you do. Go on then.
Now, at first, I believed the water poisoned, but my father sealed the well, and yet folk remained sick. They looked for witchcraft, a foolish, uneducated suspicion, yes, but with some truth concealed behind it. You see, the Arrowloo taints New Eden. Its influence leaches into the Harrows. The evidence is everywhere.
By the Arrowloo, do you mean the Void?
Neither name does it justice. This place is beyond words. The Arrowloo, Mr. McCraith, is made of the very fabric of our primordial myths. Isn't it amazing?
How can you be sure the Void has tainted the region?
In New Eden, the threshold between our plane and this is thin. Even I, a novice, may reach the frontier and then go beyond. I also believe it happened before. Some years ago, New Eden was hit by another epidemic.
Interesting.
Was it the same illness?
I believe that first epidemic was caused by the porosity of the frontier between New Eden and the Arrowloo. Although, where theirs was an affliction of burning flesh, ours is a corruption of mind and spirit. And I believe I have found its source.
This goo?
There is a substance, a strange ooze. You may have noticed it. This, I believe, is the true source of the Harrow's poison. It carries a particular stink, on the scent of which I experience first confusion, then a loss of control over my limbs.
You've based all this on a peculiar smell.
Well, not only that. Also observation, experience, elimination of other possibilities. As a Banisher, you surely understand that the limits of our perception far exceed the bounds of our normal attention. As a scientist, it's important to look closer, the better to understand what the Arrowloo is really made of. Unfortunately, I cannot reach the source. The Arrowloo is a formidable place. Tricky. A maze constantly evolving, changing, reshaping itself. The isthmus, for example. I found an oozing crack in the ground. The terrain then remade itself, and I can get to it no longer.
Perhaps we might be able to find a way through and take a look at that source.
Maybe.
Would you? That would be splendid. Would you mind taking notes?
You've studied demonology. Did you do it alone?
When my father forbade me to continue, I confess I disobeyed him in secret. Those big books were very boring until they were forbidden. Suddenly I could not get enough of their secret knowledge. Funny, eh? More recently, a good friend of my father showed me that I had only been scratching at the surface.
Who was your father's friend?
An itinerant Frenchman who often visited New Eden in recent years. He called himself a true pursuer. As a thinker, he was prolific and profound. My father was so proud to be included in his discourse. For him, knowledge is the ladder to greatness, and greatness is the prize. To me, knowledge is itself the prize.
Interesting.
Let's go take a closer look at that ooze then.
And with that sorrow gone, I can leave. Do be careful. My home is your home. If you need anything, help yourself.
The Aralu is not your home, Lamy. But thank you.
Pardon my morbid enthusiasm, Mistress Duarte, but could I ask you a few questions?
What do you wish to know?
What is this thing?
Banisher rule number 4.
If it oozes, don't touch it. Another botched experiment?
It may be native to the void.
Antea, we should get going. So, the pious governor's unassuming son is our evil Harrow's witch.
I was as earnest as he. The rank enthusiasm of youth. It's sickening, really. I can't smell the stench Lamy spoke of, but I feel strange, and I suspect the ooze.
Only one way to find out. Oh, God. I need a wee bit of help here.
Yes, I can take it. Ugh, Lamy was right. This stuff means business. Take care. The place is warded.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, not this time.
If I was to be a ward, where would I be?
A ward restrains me.
I do not see a ward. Okay. Then all of a sudden, bam.
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here.
Okay. How's the ward?
Wards. You're on your own.
get it. Son of a bitch.
I'm at your side again.
Thank you. There we are.
Me! More fun. Marcin Leth!
Gross.
Oozes through the breach. Suppurates like a festering wound.
How delightful.
Let's see what lies on the other side. Where are we now?
Underground, looks like.
Wonderful.
Interesting.
The ooze affects the incarnate too.
Gross.
Who goes there?
Is that a ghost?
I don't know. But I don't think we're alone.
But I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around.
What might you be then?
What was...
Innocence crushed. Oh, shite.
Did you just say shite? You?
This place is a nightmare.
It's bigger than I thought it'd be.
Is that a house from the Harrows?
We may be below the well.
No wonder they all got sick.
We did mention the smell at the beginning.
The cries of the innocent have reached the ears of the Lord Almighty.
Yeah, this is going to be a great place to have a, spawn point. Great. Amity Gibbs.
This house belonged to a certain Antipas and Clemency Gibbs. What is lurking here?
Time to work, Banisher.
The Gibbs' land was barren. They were struggling for money.
Look up. The ooze, oozed through the very stone.
And of all of them, just this one house fell down.
Maybe it was personal.
Was the Gibbs' house targeted by the ooze?
Obviously. Look around you.
Mr. and Mrs. Gibbs, have you read my paper?
I read it, aye. And then I washed my hands and prayed for grace. You claim to prove that there is no curse. Well,
A witch would say that, wouldn't she?
Wherever people gather to live, disease takes hold, and I believe... What are you doing?
your evil lies shall be destroyed. We know who you are, and you shall be judged. Witch!
There we go.
They
All
were
comes full
determined to
circle.
do for her. She built a case for her rationality, and they tore it apart.
Piss off!
Have a bit of this.
Mrs. Gibbs, I presume.
Most likely. Now I'm going to do something a little bit weird, because when I was fighting over there, I saw this. I couldn't say no to a free chest.
I love doing that.
Okay.
Standing by.
Hey, we're level 14. Okay. Delightful.
Another shadow.
What do they want? Red, something is keeping me from manifesting.
In here? Ah, shite.
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here.
I see a ghost ward. What are they doing down here?
Watch out! Spectre possession!
Have a bit of this.
I can manifest now.
The greedy strive with purpose to bring ruin to the households of the righteous. Guilty.
Destroy those ghost wards, if you want me back.
Do what I can. Are you shitting me?
Better.
You're welcome.
Now let's inspect the body. I know.
Expected no less from you, Mrs. Gibbs. That's more on.
Throwing a tantrum on me?
Someone didn't want to stay dead.
No shit.
Clemency Gibbs blamed the epidemic on a witch. Come from New Eden time with the governor.
That's not what Deborah's research pointed at.
The Gibbs were not at home to rational explanations.
The greedy shall fall, unless certitude be swept, and the final judgment comes.
See anything?
Either the water table is full of ooze, or there's another source.
Let's search upstream.
Not too sure what we're doing. But I thought for sure I saw another one. Where the hell are we going? Not the direction I've gone. Okay. Jesus Christ, I'm looking at the time, I'm like, ugh. You know what? I think this is fine.
This is a song for all the